What is up guys, Smallishbeans here, and guess what? The mod I use for time-lapses is now available in 1.14. What does this mean, Joel? I hear you ask. It means I can do things like an epic montage of me running through a load of pandas. Not actually that epic. A slow shot of the moon rising while I chill by a campfire. But most importantly, shots of me killing chickens with fire. Oh dear. But it also means I can do some 1.14 time-lapse builds. So let's start it off with 5 1.14 starter houses that you could make very easily. Now this first build is made mainly from wood. I decided to go for a just wooden build in case you spawned in and you couldn't be bothered to mine down and get some cobblestone to add to your build and you wanted to make something that looked nice. There's a bit of spruce, there's a bit of oak. I don't think any stone was used on this build whatsoever, so I tried to make a very simple sort of style cottage and gave it 2 layers. Although it looks like quite a small house, there are 2 floors on this build and a surprising amount of space inside. Not enough space for something like an enchanting area, but you can always add that outside as this is just a starter home, obviously. Now thanks to the 1.14 update, every texture looks really cool now, but the usual rules still apply. Use simple colours that don't contrast too much. I went for spruce and oak here because I feel like those 2 colours really go very well together. And the good thing about this build is it doesn't use many blocks, and the blocks that it does use are really easy to find, just spruce and oak, and that's basically about it. When I came to decorating though, I did add a few blocks in that might be kind of tricky to find, but otherwise if I just left it with some basic stuff, which is a crafting table and a furnace, it would look very empty. I did add a nice little farm out back though for you to grow all your crops in as you are starting off on your new Minecraft world. So not a huge house by any means, but when you look inside you'll see it is actually quite spacious. So to the left here, we've got everything you will need. We've got some furnaces, a chest, crafting table, and an anvil, plus a little shelf over here for decorations you collect along the way. Then you go through here to another little room where you've got some of these new things like the lectern and the smoker, plus your armor stand and all your tools, which you might need when you're heading out and about. I also put the sword right next to here, because if you're heading outside, make sure to take your sword so you're nice and prepared. Then we go up this little staircase here, and up here you have another crafting table, another furnace, because we got a lot of storage up here, and I feel like most of the time you're getting stuff out your storage, you're gonna have to run downstairs to your crafting table. Why just not have 2 and have 1 here as well? And then of course you've got your bed here as well. Don't know why I went for an orange theme, but I'm okay with it. And then you farm out back, very straightforward, along with these new berry bushes. A few things I'd like to point out is that I used a mixture of windowsills and these sort of grass flower beds, which I think look really cool. The multiple layers always makes a house look really interesting, so make sure to go for weird, funky roofs, as just your plain old standard roofs can be quite boring. So for our next little house, I went for a brick theme, and somehow managed to get 3 entire layers into this house, so it's kind of tall, and is quite a bit bigger than the previous house. However, it's still not a massive house by any means and doesn't really take that many materials to use. And the theme for this one was just bricks / things you could find in the ground, such as andesite and stone. If you have a pickaxe and a furnace, you can get most of the materials here. There is a little bit of wood as you need it for doors and the trap doors, obviously. But this house is a little more modern looking than the other house and has a few more features that aren't really necessary and are more just there for decoration. Inside, I divided up the house. We haven't actually got that much floor space down here, but I think I used it wisely. Upstairs, however, we actually have that balcony, so there's just floor space there that is kind of unused, but I did have a bed on the first floor, and then on the floor above is where the storage room is, which is kind of annoying to get to, but at the same time, I added a furnace and a chest in once again, so that if you need to use either of those, they're there right next to all your chests and all your goodies. And here is the final product, looking very suave. We've got this sort of L shape in the garden, although the house is just square, and it's kind of a lot neater than the other one, whereas the other one I bone milled the ground. This one I just sort of place some lovely flowers in. So if we enter through the front door, we've got the lectern and like a little decoration bit on the right, and then you got all your tools you'd ever need on your left here. Under the stairs there's another door with a few chests for some important storage maybe. We've got our armor stand, and then we've got a crafting area. Lots of storage in this house, plenty of chests here as well, and of course all your furnaces. Then up the stairs staircase here, which is a corner staircase. We go up to the bedroom where we've got another few chests, some bookshelves, and then we can go out the balcony, and there's some lovely flowers out here to just breathe in the fresh air, you know. And then finally, we can head to the next floor via a ladder, and up here is just all your storage. So we got loads of chests here, plus a nice view, but mainly the chests. And this is where you'll store all that excess cobblestone and dirt that you don't really need, and use the chests downstairs for the more important stuff. Once again, very basic farm, just your wheat, potato and carrot. So next up, we've got a very modern style house where I used some green and some white concrete, and that was it for the outside of this house. Very simple, very modernistic. And it sticks to my basic rule in building in Minecraft is don't use too many materials. To build in a modern style is very easy, just place random blocks everywhere. That's what I seem to do, and it looked pretty good in the end. As long as you keep the angles sharp and very square, it can look very nice very easily. And unlike most modern houses that you'll see, this one doesn't have too much space because it's only small after all, and I had to try and cram everything in, but it's still a little bit more spacious than the other houses. I also went for a modern style garden here by using some quartz slabs plus some grass leaves. All the stuff in this can be kind of hard to get, but the concrete, not too tricky. All you need is some dye and some concrete powder. Very simple. And let's go have a look inside, shall we? It's a very small little house, but I think the effect is really quite awesome. The garden is simple but effective, as the rest of this house you'll find is similar. We've got all our furnaces here and a crafting table plus some other tools. And the storage in this house is kind of just spread out. So over here we've got a few chests, and then we've got a couple here as well. Just more decoration. We tried to keep everything simple by not putting too many paintings anywhere and stuff, or just adding random stuff in that doesn't need to be there. Upstairs we've got our bed, and we got some bookshelves, and the door out onto the balcony out here. We've got another flower pot and a good old view. And then we've got some more bookshelves here, and round the corner is where our main storage is. We've got lots of chests, but not too many, as we couldn't really fit that many in. But very sleek, very nice flowing design. And the farm out back is pretty cool as well. You can either leave it that way, or around here you've got some more storage for all your farm stuff, plus your axe, collect your watermelon or pumpkin, and hoe for everything else. Small but modern. This next house I called the lazy man's house, as it barely uses any blocks whatsoever, and the blocks it uses are very easy to get. Those blocks being dirt, cobblestone and oak. Those were basically the only blocks used apart from birch for the flooring. And even then, I didn't entirely make the floor birch. I used some grass and dirt as well. So this house incorporates sort of nature into your regular small little starter house. Obviously I'm building on a flat world, whereas in reality I'd probably just build a house like this into the cliff and make it look overgrown and really awesome. And I think the effect, although is very simple and is using very ugly blocks, looks pretty cool. And this took less than 20 minutes to make, so it's very, very simple and easy to build. Probably would have been even quicker if I had a hillside to build into, rather than me having to build the hill myself. But you'll see inside, although it is basic and using things like white wool, because, you know, very lazy, not finding any dye, and cobblestone, it is looking pretty cool. We've got all our furnaces here, plus an anvil and crafting table, a load of storage over here, plus some more in here as well, using the dirt to our advantage. Even space over here for an enchanting area if you are not too lazy to enchant. And then we can head up the ladder as well to the next floor, where we've got some bookshelves and a little display shelf, and of course a white bed and a chest. So very simple and basic inside, and looks kind of ugly inside of the dirt. But I wanted to build a lazy house, and I think I succeeded. Oh, and they were so lazy that they just put their farm on a random stream rather than building one themselves. My inspiration for this next house was, oh, I've spawned in the jungle, and now I have way too many jungle blocks, and jungle wood, and some oak wood as well, because, you know, there's a little bit of oak wood there. So I'm going to build a house out of it, and that's what I did. I built this jungle house here, which I kind of raised up a little bit, using some fences. This has no real use, I just used it as a sort of fun little design. And then I used some mossy cobblestone for the roof, as I thought you get those mossy cobblestone in the temples in the jungle biome, so let's make use of that, why not? And of course some vines as well, and I added a load of jungle trees around, because you've chopped down all that wood, you're going to have a lot of jungle saplings. Inside, a very basic layout, I added some walls in to make it look a bit more homely and less wide and open spaced, and added these two rooms, one being a bedroom, which obviously has a brown bed in it because of cocoa beans. Here is the final house hidden away in the jungle, but you'll see here you get to this fenced off area, and I use 2 trees as the entrance to this house where you can go through the fence gate. Very overgrown, very jungle looking. We've got a very basic garden, nothing too complicated apart from we've got our farm in our garden, which are cocoa beans, obviously. In the building we go, we've got our main area here with a few furnaces. I might have gone a bit overboard. Crafting table and armor stand, and then obviously through here we've got a massive room filled with chests, which even could go even higher if you wanted it to, although I don't know why you'd need more chests than this. Our brown rug, and then our bedroom through here with some bookshelves and a double bed. And through the final room here, we got some other tools, some bookshelves, and a little display shelf. This build screams, welcome to the jungle. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for this video. Also, the chicken burning got a bit out of hand. Everything sort of caught fire. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment if you did enjoy these builds. Let me know which is your favorite in the poll in the top right, and I shall see you another time. Goodbye.